Hello YouTube, welcome back to the Advance Wars DS hard campaign playthrough with the randomized skills and the COs and etc, etc. Up next is Mission 14, Snow Hunters. Yeah, I'm just going to get right into it this time. I'm not going to hype up the mission because at this point it's clear that it's Advance Wars DS, you know, even on hard campaign, even with randomized COs, you're not exactly looking at some of the toughest challenges in Advance Wars history. Which is unfortunate, but that's the way it goes, I suppose. So, Snow Hunters, very pipe-centered mission. Somehow, Orange Star has been surrounded by pipes. I have no idea how that happened. Like, did they just land all of their forces here and then see that there were the pipes and they decided, oh, let's set up camp, this can't possibly be an ambush. I don't know what's going on. But what I do know is that this city right here in the bottom right corner, it has the map that leads to the mission where you unlock pipe runners, which is pretty pointless. There's not really any opportunity throughout the entire game. Well, there might be a couple of maps, but I don't really remember off the top of my head any situation where you would want to use pipe runners in campaign mode. Or at all, in fact. But yes, you might remember this mission from one of my previous videos. There was an Advance Wars 2 version of this map in one of the War Room ROM hacks that I played by Kartal. So that's nice. I get to experience the full size of this mission. In Kartal's version, he cut out the Navy part because the Navy part is quite honestly unnecessary. Only this battleship is going to even be able to do anything. Right, so let's get to the part where I spend needless amounts of time rolling for COs and skills. It's routine at this point. So first CO is number 22. I think I've gotten that number before. So that's going to be nice. 1 penalty at levels 2, 0, 7, and 3. So who is number 22? It's definitely got to be... Oh, it's Drake. It's going to be Drake, which is alright, I suppose. We haven't used him more than once yet, so that's fine. One of these has to be a penalty, so I'm not going to forget to add it this time. Wait, that's the wrong screen. Here we go. So, one of these has to be level 7. Let's see, this would increase the fuel cost of diving under the water. We've got a sub, so that might be interesting. I'm going to try to pick a little bit more of an interesting skill set this time. Alright, so level 0, 7, and I picked a 7 already. So 2, 3, and 0. 2, the defense boost as usual. 3, let's get star power. And 0, let's just stick the soul of Hachi. I guess that might have been just a little bit boring. Anyways, time to roll the second CO. And interestingly, this map only has you play against one enemy CO. It's Hawk. So that's kind of, it's interesting that they would just put in a map where there's only one enemy CO, but they must feel that Hawk is just that strong. They don't want to give the player too much trouble quite yet. Alright, number 15. The Green Dice Show 15. Levels 1, 4, 2, and 7 with no penalties. That's nice. So, number 15 is Grim. Alright, Grim's cool. I'll play him. We haven't played him at all in this playthrough, because you can see that he has no skills selected. For some reason, it preserves your skill selections from the previous map, which I guess it's nice. Let's just up his attack and defense even more. We've got 140/90 Grim. That's gonna be interesting. Well, we're probably just going to run over the enemy completely, anyways. Let's see. I'd like some more attack power for my C units, and with Grim, we can reduce the cost of diving. So yeah, I think I'm gonna lead with Grim. This should be nice. Go ahead and do that, and now to write all of this on the screen for you guys. Be right back. Okay, who's ready to take on Hawk in the snow? I'm leading with Grim, so this should be, kind of interesting. I'm playing with heightened attack power and lowered defense. Though my defense is not so lowered against the direct combat units. The indirects still do the full damage. It's not really going to help that much when you've got lots of B-copters and bombers to worry about. Okay, so the way this map works is that you can either break through this pipe and get to this base to hold off the horde of units coming for you, or you can break to the left straight away, which is what I usually do. The objective is to destroy these 3 mini cannons. And I suppose you might think to try breaking right and stopping them dead here, or stopping them cold, as you might say. It is a snow map. Let's see, can this... this rocket can't reach the enemy quite yet, so let's get everyone in position. This is probably going to look similar to the playthrough of this map's successor, you could say, in the ROM hack video I did. So naturally our infantry want to get to the silo as quickly as possible, and I don't really know what the lander is doing there. There's no real purpose. Well, the lander is for if you want to get this city and unlock pipe runners, but we're not really... I'm not going to do that. Alright, so move everything forward. I can start dive. I'll dive the sub straight away, because these cruisers do come out first, and I don't want them sinking the sub just yet. The sub's only really useful against the battleship, which is really, well, it's a little bit strange, but not that strange, I guess. The question is, do we break through the pipes turn 2, or do we maybe wait for the enemy to get a little bit closer? Ah, I know what I will do. I think I will soften up these pipes a little bit, because the enemy is not going to attack the pipe seams. This is similar to Advance Wars 2. They do not attack the pipes. Move like so to avoid the artillery fire, and let's see what Hawk does on his first turn. Capturing that base, of course, that's standard. He's gonna get the middle base, too, of course. Sadly, we don't have any missiles. That would actually help here. Missiles would be a big help, because you could, let's see. I think the B-copters move their full movement, yeah. So missiles would actually be pretty good here, because you can hide behind the pipe where the air units can't get to them. They are kind of scattering a little bit. This is a little bit strange. Battleship is not able to fire at anything quite yet. See, it is actually quite a hindrance for Navy units to not be able to move through bridges. Very excellent addition to Days of Ruin was to let them actually do that. Oh, I probably should have moved the sub in front of the cruiser, because then the first unit that collides with the sub would not be able to fire at it, because it would get ambushed. But oh well. The Navy part's not even that important. I guess I should be, like, losing some of the units down there anyways, because that would charge my power meter quicker. Alright, so, suppose I will just break through and start whacking their units around a little bit. Because with the amount of attack power that I've got, Grim can destroy these bombers in one shot with the anti-air. Which is really, really cool. And I suppose let's get rid of the artillery as well. Oh, bad luck. That was really bad luck. I had to roll the minimum to, not destroy that artillery. So that's actually going to hurt a little bit, because I can't get any closer. Otherwise, the mini cannon will fire. So, I guess it's time to just funnel everyone through the little hole here. I suppose we'll put one artillery down there and do this. Alright, I'm gonna take a lot of hits here, I think. Probably not gonna get a good technique score. See, the artillery still destroys me in one hit. And that was the battleship that moved just now. See, the lower defensive Grim is actually hurting here, but that does mean that I do get my power up quicker. So it was kind of not so good to lose the anti-air, but This is looking pretty nice. Because this, a map like this is definitely way harder in Advance Wars 2, just because you don't have a dual strike. That's inevitably going to happen because the power is charged so fast. Alright, so let's get that B-copter out of there. It's not really useful. And now we can use the silo. I'm going to use it on... I'm going to actually use the control path for this. I'm going to use it on... Yeah, this should be a decent amount of damage. Okay. Fire that. Oh, there's the sub. I suppose the sub will be able to fire at my sub, but, yeah, that would actually be a... That's actually going to be a teensy bit annoying. So, I think we are actually going to see a dual strike in this map because my power meters are going up way, way up very quickly. We're going to see a Hawk power as well, which is probably not what you want to see. But as long as most of his units are gone by then, maybe it won't be that big a deal. But taking damage is still annoying because, you know, we have to eventually deal with the mini cannons. So, we'll see how it goes, I guess. I'm going to switch to Drake just to get my defense up. Because he still has a defensive skill. And this is going to hurt big time. So yes, they definitely must have thought that a dual strike involving Hawk would be way too much to deal with in this mission. So as you can see, in case anyone doesn't remember Advance Wars 2, it does 2 damage to all player units and recovers 2 health on all of his units. So that did hurt quite a bit, but I think I can recover from it and actually complete the mission. Because now we have a dual strike. We're actually going to see one of those. How about that? We gotta be careful, though, because Drake's superpower causes rain, and rain now causes Fog of War, so, Fog of War with reduced vision, in fact, so I think it's probably gonna be okay to just use it straight away. Get ready for a tidal wave, indeed. Because Drake's super also does 2 points of damage. I thought of the number 200 for some reason. So this kind of reverses the healing that Hawk just did. But most of his units were at full health anyways. See, this is the problem I was talking about. Now I can't actually see the B-copter that's supposed to be right here. And if I move the anti-air out of the way, I'm not going to be able to see there either. So one of the weaknesses of Drake's super. Alright, so I can at least fire at this medium tank, I guess. And, try and destroy this black boat so he can't recover any fuel. That's going to be bad for him, I guess, because it did reduce his fuel as well. Oh boy, so what do I do here? Don't move there. That's... Oh, oops. Ambushed. Oh well, let's just try and get as close to the mini cannons as possible. If I can't do anything to the enemy units, then I may as well just move everything into position. I guess things did get a little interesting there. Oh, and by using the infantry to spot the sub, I can fire at it with a cruiser. Never mind that it shouldn't, in theory, be possible for the infantry to spot the sub, but I guess the infantry does see the little thing sticking out of the top. The scope? That's what it's called. A periscope. Something like that. Alright, and now for plus 200 damage Grim. Well, not plus 200. Oh, I should not have led with Drake at all. That was really bad. The rain is gonna stay. Well, that's unfortunate. But it'll be Fog of War during the enemy turn, so at least, you know, I can actually use the forest to hide, so that's something. But yeah, this is the amount of damage that Grim does. Check that out. You're looking at 200 slash whatever his defense is. A mighty amount of damage. Definitely one of the highlights of using Grim. Oh, that's unfortunate. I wasn't expecting to get killed on the counterattack. Maybe we can start capturing this comm tower. That'll give us even more of a boost. Right, so this is probably definitely looking like an interesting situation. Using Drake, who can cause Fog of War on any map. You know, it seems like that should be a Sonya power, because Sonya's the one with the actual Fog of War power-ups. But whatever. Yeah, I remember in Xenesis' old War Room ROM hack. Oh, by the way, the rain has cleared. And look at all those enemy units that are almost out of fuel. Maybe they'll run out of fuel and then be stopped dead and be unable to attack any further at all. The mini cannon couldn't actually fire at anything because the one unit in its range was hiding in a forest, so that's pretty cool. So maybe you can strategically use Fog of War to your advantage after all. This is looking pretty good. I was worried at first. But I think we should be able to finish off that final mini cannon on the next turn. Let's go ahead and move like that. Use this 1 HP B-copter to block. That's probably not going to be much of a blocker because any of these units could destroy it when it's at 1 health. So yeah, that's the first time I've ever actually used Drake's super, like, to actually good effect. Like, you'd think that causing Fog of War with reduced vision would actually hurt you more than it hurts them, but the AI in this game does play by the rules in Fog of War, so that was actually an interesting twist. We just have to finish off this last mini cannon. Target the mini cannon. Thank you. No, fire. Yes. Now, I do misclick on occasion. Okay, so that was Snow Hunters. We did not unlock the Pipe Runner map. Technique could have been a little bit better, I suppose. Now all we need to do is... Now I just need to remember what the next map is. Omens and Signs. I know what map this is. It's this map already? Where was the mission where you unlocked the Black Bomb? I forgot where it was completely. Oh well, we're looking at a Navy map and kind of an amusing one. This map is, it's actually a bit funny. It is another dual screen map, and this time the top screen actually matters. You have to complete the top part of the map. And the weird thing about this is, like, if you thought the pipe ambush in the previous mission was weird, look at this. How do these aircraft carriers get ambushed by these cruisers here? And these aircraft carriers are stuck in a pipe wall. How physically did that happen? So weird. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and roll the COs straight away. I will get to any explanations about the map itself when I start playing. Oh, forgot the black die. There we go. CO number 7. That's a pretty low number, so it's probably a powerful CO. 2 penalties. Levels 1, 4, 5, and 9. Okay. Let's see who that is. Number 7 is... Lucky number 7 is Nell. That's so cool. Alright, so we haven't used her at all in this playthrough. What will her skills be? Let's select the penalties first. Let's give her... Trying to remember how the top screen works in this map. Levels 1, 4, 5, and 9. So... let's lower her transport movement, and... number 4 will be less sea attack. Yeah. And for buffs, let's give her... level 5's not that helpful in this map. So, because it's a Navy map. I don't really know if we're going to get any weather, so let's just go with... Oh, this is the mission that introduces the stealth, so we should definitely take the skill that increases dive/hide attack power. Yeah, that works. And number 9... more superpower movement. That's probably the best bet. And now for the other CO. Whoops, one of the dice landed on the floor. Let me get that. It just bounced. Alright, should I keep this roll? I think I'm just gonna re-roll the D20, because it was just the D20 that fell on the floor. Okay. So, the CO number is 18. The black die came up a 6, so forget that. And 2, 3, 6, and 8. Alright, so CO number 18 is... Oh, here we go. Cole again. We're just rolling him very, very often. We're rolling him and Adder quite a lot. So no penalties. So here we go. What do we have? 2 and 3. More defense. I've been picking that quite a lot. I'm going to give Nell a boost here. So one of these, let's see. Yeah, tag CO attack plus 10. I'll go with that. Number 6. I want more base repairs. That's probably going to be important. I don't think that affects black boats, but I can't really verify. I don't have black boats. And finally, artillery class. I don't want that. Which one is the ships? Yeah, ship damage plus 5, because this is a Navy map. Alright, so those are the COs and skills we're going with. I will be right back after I input it all onto the screen. That is really unfortunate. I have no idea why the battleship decided to go there. I've never seen that happen. Okay. So what should this bomber do? I could take it and... You know, I better... I'm gonna lose it to the cruisers if I attack the battleship. Okay, never mind. Guess I'll go ahead and attack. Okay, this is take 3 of this mission. I never thought this would be the mission to give me so much trouble, but in the first attempt, this battleship actually went down to this aircraft carrier and destroyed it, and things just kind of snowballed from there. And then in the second attempt, I was about to destroy that same battleship, but then I got ambushed by a dived sub. Now, like, that's my fault. I should have been paying attention to where the thing was, but when you use the touchscreen, like, the little arrow, when you just click on the space, it doesn't, like, it just takes whatever the fastest route is. It doesn't let you, like, actually draw out the arrow to avoid a potential sub-ambush, so... Yeah, I don't know. I'm just making excuses. I guess you guys are getting some fail footage, like you wanted, so that's nice. So, here we go again. Take 3 on Omens and Signs. I am going to have to, repeat my strategy yet again. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the battlecopters and battleship up here. Before we send any fighters to the top screen, I'm actually going to use them to take out the fighter on the bottom screen. And I feel I should probably move in as close as possible. Yeah, that's fine. I'm completely safe. This can be troublesome because you have to pay attention to the range of missile units. Like, there's one here, and the cannon range is also important, and there's one down here as well that actually stops you from deleting a carrier and letting a stealth come out, unless, like, the stealth is positioned right here. And I'm starting to think that I'm going to have to use that strategy of deleting a unit in order to get the stealth out quicker. But, like, you know, I don't want to do that because it seems like such a cheap move. Okay. don't even know why this lander is here. There's not much use for it. I'm just gonna have the anti-air go to the coastline. So yes, very weird map that I'm struggling with. Black boats are very good for your stealth units because they can actually refuel any unit, including an air unit. So the stealth's normal problem of running out of fuel just isn't a thing when you have black boats. Of course, you have to actually get the stealths free first anyways. The AI is set to defense mode, and so far the AI has been playing very well. Like, Nell hasn't really done anything stupid quite yet. So this top screen, on normal mode, I recall there being bombers on the top screen, which makes no sense because there's nothing for them to actually hit. Nothing for black hole bombers to actually hit anyways. But there is one neat strategy that I want to highlight. This battlecopter is going to take a hit from the cannon, or whatever. Because destroying that allows me to attack this fighter. I have to use this. Alright, so the fighter's out of the way, which means our air units are safe. And I don't really have to destroy the bomber and B-copter straight away. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to send a fighter to the top screen. Now, wherever you send the unit from the bottom screen, that's where it ends up on the top screen. So by sending the fighter here, it's able to destroy that black bomb on Nell's turn. Which is actually really cool. It's like you're ambush spawning the enemy units. Really awesome. What happens if you send it in the position of the flying fortress they've got there? Hereabouts? How about here? And if you do it here? Nah, it just goes to the nearest empty spot. Okay. I guess I should have sent a fighter down the down to the corner here to get the other black bomb, but that's a lot harder, I would say. So this fighter is going to be sent straight up here in order to destroy those two fighters near the top. She should be able to do at least that much. Sub's gonna come down here to destroy this battleship. And I've got to destroy this pipe seam in order to free the first stealth. Sadly, the rocket's not in range, but the artillery will be. And I'm also going to capture these comm towers. I don't know how helpful they are in the end. If I had one at the start, then the bomber would be able to destroy the pipe in one turn, but them's the breaks. I probably could have changed one of my skills to give my air units a boost, but I'm sticking with what I chose. I've got to live with the consequences. Gotta live with the consequences of doing such a crazy challenge. Like playing this without Kanbei. Just nuts. Okay, this time I've got to pay very close attention to where that sub dives. It's right underneath the shoal. I've got to remember that. Because I don't want to get ambushed by the sub again. I'm going to use the control pad in order to draw out the path for the bomber this time. Alright. Nell's destroying units. This is good. This is very good. That top part of the map is completely safe now. As you can see, she destroyed the black bomb. She's going to actually work on the cannons now. Which is good, because the sooner those get destroyed, the sooner I can destroy the cannons on the bottom screen. And that black bomb just blew up on a black hole unit. Well, well. I guess Cole's not much better with black bombs than Lash was. Okay. Oh, I'm just out of range. Actually, no, I'm not. My speed knows no equal. I'm using a regular CO power, can you believe that? Just so I can get to that battleship, because destroying it is crucial. It would otherwise just blow up my aircraft carrier, and then things would kind of snowball from there. So very carefully plan out the move this time, so that I do not get ambushed. Bang. That's not going to destroy it in one shot, but it's not like there's anything that can actually hit it from here. The bomber, that is. I was talking about the bomber. And I'm gonna use the anti-air for this actually, because this should be enough damage. Yeah, now we actually have stealth fighters. So they are basically submarines, but in the air. which is pretty overpowered because letting them hide from enemy units actually pretty broken. And I should have captured this comm tower. I keep forgetting to finish capturing the comm tower before the turn, before starting my attack. But no matter. Let's see if that extra move helps out up here too. I can't really get into the blind spot, so I could destroy this B-copter, but I'm not going to be able to do anything with the bomber yet. I don't know why I'm focusing on the rocket like that. So I guess Nell could use one extra fighter on the top screen. Let's send it over to the back, because I want her to destroy that 7 HP fighter. By the way, because the second front is an aerial battle, there's no way to allow the player to control the AI for this on the second front this time around. Which might sound a little bit strange. They arbitrarily don't let you control the second front on maps like this, but whatever. Alright, so let's see how much damage Jugger does. I don't know how many attacks he'll be able to complete, but this could be a pretty big hit. Oh yeah, the cruisers are able to attack the bomber, obviously, right? Well, I wasn't planning on using the bomber for much more anyways, and this does get the cruisers out of the way, so that's good too. Right, so Nell's playing it rather defensively. Perhaps too defensively. Well, I think she'll have enough firepower to deal with all of this. Like, there's only 4 enemy fighters left, and 2 of them have taken damage. Don't really know what I'm going to do with the infantry once the comm towers are all captured, but let's see what we've got here. First, finish off this battleship. And this, and now we can actually send out the stealths. If you've got APCs or black boats, then the weakness that these guys are supposed to have, where their fuel runs out quicker, is significantly less of a problem. And we destroyed the one fighter on this map, so there's really nothing that can stop the stealths now. They would have to run out of fuel, so it's entirely on me to fail this map now. Which, yeah, could mean that I am prone to failing on occasion. So you never know. But we still can't really do any damage to anything until the second front is cleared, so I'm kind of waiting on Nell for that. But I can at least set up everything in the meantime. Right, so there's one fighter left, and I don't really care to, like, waste it trying to destroy the bomber. Because, yeah, I think Nell needs this if I want to get this done just a little bit quicker. Right, so this battleship, where can it go? I could also use the battleship to destroy a mini cannon once those are available. Oh yeah, the aircraft carrier also counts as an airport if you load an air unit onto it, so I'm actually going to try and save this. No, I can't save the bomber, unfortunately. Or could I? Because there's so much out here that if I try to move this aircraft carrier to... Yeah, these aircraft carriers are probably just going to get destroyed anyway, so I have to pull back to here and hope that the cruiser decides to go for something else. Probably not going to. Alright. There's actually no way to build additional air units, so if you lose all your fighters on the top screen, you're kind of out of luck. Oh, the cruiser decided to go for the battleship. That's a stroke of good luck. Alright, Nell. What are you gonna do? You're gonna win this map for me. That's pretty good. Those bombers, by the way, they can only attack the mini cannons. There's nothing else they can hit. Which makes it kind of silly to put them up there, but what do I know? Alright, time to get the other comm tower. Might as well destroy Black Boat. This sub is running out of fuel. So I think the next priority is to save the aircraft carriers in this pipe right here. Oh, and I should probably do something about that bomber as well. Now that the fighters are gone, it's not going to have any fears about attacking my battleship. Alright, get you out of there. The cruiser's going to be coming after the copters as well. I guess I should have kept the fighter just to deter the enemy units. But hey, you can at least attack the cruiser with your stealth, because also, you might notice that there's a little pixel that seems to be out of place. I've noticed that for years, and I have no idea what it's supposed to be. I think it's a graphical error on the developer's part, but I don't know for sure. Alright, let's see if we can get as many cruisers out of the way as possible. Yeah, it looks like we can. Is anything able to attack air units? Alright, so I could just do this. And now I can unload the other stealth, and the bomber can get onto the aircraft carrier and start getting repairs. I'm actually using that function of the aircraft carrier, which is actually pretty insane. Like, I never thought that would come in handy. But I am taking quite a while to complete this map. So I should probably hurry it up, but it actually kind of depends on how long the AI takes. I'm glad I put coal on the bottom map, though. Oh. Well, I lost the bomber anyways. Oh well. I didn't know the sub was going to be there specifically. But the stealths are still in play, and that's actually very crucial. Geez, fuel is still a thing on the top screen. Now, it makes me wish there was a plane that could refuel other planes, because they have that in real life. And they had that in at least one Wars game. The fighters are just sitting there for some reason. Alright, time to get out of this situation just a little bit faster. Superpower time. Because you know as soon as I win the second front, there's going to be a tag break, guaranteed. So I'm going to rush past and just get to the... Oh, the fuel's going to be a worry, because there's no APCs out here in the middle of nowhere. So I gotta be wary about having to retreat back to the APC for more fuel. What do I do up here? I want to get rid of this. Do I get rid of the bomber? Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the bomber. That's going to just nail it. And only half health. The B-copter can do a decent amount of damage to the cruiser, so that's good. These two, I am just going to move as far forward as possible. If they can make it to the aircraft carriers and blow up one of the pipes, then they will be able to land on the carrier and get some more fuel. I can actually build some C units now. On the next turn, I might have enough for another carrier, which might actually be a pretty good move, because you can build them now. Let's just move these forward. Maybe they'll be able to shoot at something. And that's that turn. So yeah, I hope this isn't getting boring for anybody, but we're basically just waiting on Nell to... it's taking her quite a while because she's avoiding enemy range. Maybe I should change her AI now, because she's running out of fuel. Let's just go to aggressive posture. Yeah, let's do it. Now she's going to take a little bit of damage, but that never bothered anybody, now did it? Wow, another stroke of bad luck there. But yeah, you can see that fuel is actually running out pretty quickly. Stealths. Stealths. That's gotta be, like... something or other. Redundant, that's the word. Alright, so maybe this one moves back and this one goes to free the other carriers, something like that. See, this is where black boats would actually come in handy for once, because then you wouldn't have to wait to build a carrier. You could just refuel your stealths whenever you wanted to. Kind of renders the carrier completely useless, in my opinion. Alright, so I think I'm just going to move down towards the APC to get some more fuel. And that'll do it. Oh, that Neotank is moving. Very interesting. Does it have something it can actually hit now? Weird. Alright, so Nell should be able to maybe finish it this turn. It'll probably take 2 turns. There's going to be 1 cannon left. So yeah, don't be afraid to change the AI's orders, basically. Because you might want to finish things up very quickly. Oh, they're going after the bombers. That's such a waste of time. Maybe it'll take 3 turns if Nell decides to attack the fighters first. So let's see, how much damage can these do to the pipe? Wow, 110? That's the missile, of course. It's gonna be close. I'm probably gonna lose one of the stealths, because there's no way I'll be able to get onto the aircraft carrier in time, unless I delete one. I'm not gonna do that. Actually, these two should be switched around, because... yeah. They should actually be switched around. If I had switched them around, then due to the amount of fuel remaining, one of them would have been able to get onto the carrier quicker. And therefore they would have their fuel back. So it looks like I'm losing one just for that. Yeah, the ground units can't really do anything now, can they? It's all up to Nell. Oh, that artillery is actually attacking me. I should probably deal with that. So yeah, this map has something of a pretty long cleanup phase, especially since Nell's actually bothering to destroy the fighters. Now it's going to take 1 additional turn. Yeah, you would think that when the enemy loses all of their units, you should just win the second front straight away, because come on. There's nothing they can do now. So yes, this stealth had to fire on the pipe for the other one to be able to get onto the carrier in time. So I am losing a stealth. Kind of unfortunate, but them's the breaks. Hi, there's the enemy sub. I guess I'm not using the battleship today. Gosh, those subs are so annoying. I guess I should have built a cruiser way sooner. I don't really know what else to do besides moving the stealths around. It's a good thing I'm gonna have a tag break as soon as this is done. Yeah, with all those units lost, I'm definitely gonna have a tag break. Alright, finally the top screen is dealt with. So now I'm able to activate that sweet, sweet tag break. Do I use it right away? Probably. Because I've spent enough time on this map. This video is probably, like, ballooned in length, even after I edit it down. Because you don't want to see the entirety of the failed runs, do you? Alright, so no need to go into stealth mode just yet. 98. Wow. One off from blowing this thing up in one hit. Wow, I could have fired at it for 1 damage and that would have been enough. Also, when you unload the stealth, you unload it hidden if it was hidden before. Very interesting. Right, down with the black boat, maybe? Yeah, definitely on the next turn. Oh, you know, that actually reminds me of something. So you know how the aircraft carrier refuels planes if they are loaded onto it, right? The same applies to B-copters on cruisers. Now, that has got to be an obscure fact. Like, people know that you can load B-copters onto cruisers, but they probably don't know that you can actually refuel them there too. I had to replay the tutorial mission of Advance Wars 1 in order to figure that one out. Like, it's probably never useful, but, you know, it could be helpful, maybe, in the future. So I've definitely won the map at this point. There's nothing that could stop me from destroying this final cannon. So basically any other unit destruction here is for power score. Let's see if my luck holds. Yep! That did it. Nothing he can do on this turn. Maybe lower my technique just a little bit more. Megahertz! That's a pun. Because it's hertz, like the form of energy. Yeah, whatever. Alright, so this has taken me a little while to complete, but I'm finally going to have Omens and Signs dealt with, and that means that the next map is going to introduce us to the Uzium. I know this because I actually know the mission order from here on out. Bang! It is over! What an interesting pair these two make, Nell and Cole. Ah, just 2 points off from a perfect, what do you know? And that's how it's done. I have no equal on the field of war. Except for Adder. And a lot of other people. Because you're the lowest tier, Cole. But he is useful, so he's got that going for it. Yeah, we almost had one of every unit on that screen there. So yes, next we're getting the Uzium map. So I think that's going to be fun. See you later for that, everybody. I'm going to cool off after the sweat that I had to work up.